right. Well, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Exploring by the Seat of Your Pants event. My name is Joe Grabowski, and I'll be your host for today. Today's event is completely 100% unscheduled. Sometimes we get really cool opportunities, especially to go live from the field, and we are never ones to shy away from an opportunity like that to go live into the field. So we're going to connect with biologist Roxanne Beltran, who normally we connect with in the field, but she's usually in California, out on the beach with tons and tons of elephant seals. This time around, we've got her in Antarctica, in the Shetland Islands. She has been on an expedition for the last couple of weeks, and she is on shore with a satellite unit right now live. So let's grab Roxanne. Here we go. Hey, Roxanne, how are you?
Hi, Joe. I'm good. A little cold, but good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Well, it is great to see you in a different environment. Definitely not the sunny beach that we're used to.
It's a beach of a different kind. Yeah, I'm actually on the Antarctic Peninsula at the moment. You see, hopefully behind me, a Gen 2 penguin colony. There's also a southern elephant seal in there and a little hut that's used by the Argentinian researchers for their science when they need a little bit of a break from the weather. But we are here. We just landed on shore, a little Zodiac excursion to do a little adventure for the day, so that we can explore this beautiful place. And I'm looking forward to showing you around and answering a few questions.
Excellent. Well, first of all, I'm thrilled that even all the way in Antarctica, you still get to hang out with elephant seals. So that's pretty cool. But I love that we're seeing some penguins there as well. I think the best thing to start with, Roxanne, is, for those who who didn't catch our earlier kind of live test, is just to tell us a little bit about why you're in Antarctica right now.
Yeah, great question. So I am a proud member of the Explorers Club. If you see my beanie, that's the Explorers Club logo. I've been part of the club for almost a year now, thanks to Joe. And I'm a EC50, an Explorers Club 50, which means the club awarded me with an amazing honor that I'm really grateful for, that I'm one of 50 people changing the world. And as part of that sort of recognition, I've got the chance to come on board a ship, a Penant expedition ship that went from Argentina to the Falkland Islands to South Georgia Islands, all the way to the Antarctic Peninsula and back to Argentina. And I'm on board representing the Explorers Club. So I get the opportunity to bring lots of science and lots of information about wildlife to the guests that are on board. There's about 100 guests from all over the world, from Australia, New Zealand, the United States, France, Italy, Spain, China, Japan, Taiwan. So it's been a really, really fun adventure so far, and really cool for me to see for the first time some species like the southern elephant seal I'd never seen before. So this week was my first, and it's definitely a life-changing moment for me.
All right. Well, give us kind of the 2-minute crash course. What's the expedition been like so far?
The expedition has been amazing. I mean, I'm pretty accustomed to research experiences where, we have research grade food and we're sleeping on pretty uncomfortable cots and things like that. This has been a true luxury expedition. I have an amazing room with a sliding glass door balcony. So every morning I get to enjoy my coffee and my French chocolate croissants and look out at the ice and the ocean. Get to hang out with a bunch of guests here, which are really fun. They're from all walks of life, some of them coming to Antarctica for the very first time. So it's really special to sort of share that joy and magic with them. And then also hang out with the naturalists. So there are 16 naturalists on board who are experts in wildlife. They know everything there is to know about birds and mammals and glaciers and oceans and the history of Antarctica and the geopolitics of Antarctica. So it's been really fun to spend time with them too. And I think it's a really amazing group of a couple hundred people where everybody is here because they want to be an ambassador for the Antarctic. We all want to know what we can do to protect it and to understand it better. And so to be part of a group that sort of fundamentally believes that protecting this place is important is really special. So it's been an amazing expedition so far. And I will say the food is absolutely out of this world. Some of the best I've ever had. So really grateful.
All right. Well, we see those Gen 2 penguins. You talked about the great naturalists who are on board. So I'm wondering, what have they told you about the Gen 2 penguins? How many are in this colony? What are they up to this time of the year? What can you tell us?
Yeah. So they've told us a lot about the Gen 2s. There's a bunch of species of penguins that we've seen. Gen 2s and chin straps are two of the species we see most often here. They're kind of some of the smaller penguins. if I can flip my camera around to show you guys some penguins that are in front of me. Hold on one second.
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Facing back. How's that?
Perfect.
So you see there's a little penguin in front of me. I'm going to flip around and bring you a little bit closer to the colony. Here you can see a couple of the guests that are with our expedition here, but there's all the penguins that you can see here, and you see they're pretty small. So a lot of them right now are on nests this time of year. So they either have eggs or will have eggs soon. They're kind of moving around rocks, getting comfortable, and they're just kind of hanging out. You can hear the amazing sounds that they make, which are pretty cool. And then every once in a while, a penguin decides to go out on his own, like this one right here, and maybe join another group. So there's a whole bunch on that rock right there that you can see, which is pretty cool. So the penguins rely on all sorts of marine food to sustain them, like lots of krill. And right now they all look pretty happy and healthy, which is amazing. So we get to watch a lot of their behavior, which I find to be really entertaining. They're very curious and they kind of hop around. They don't seem to mind being in each other's space, which is pretty cool.
Do you know offhand, Roxanne, approximately how many are in this colony?
Marie, do you know how many penguins are in this colony? Yeah.
Then now, but now is the beginning of the season, so
maybe like a couple thousand?
1,000, yes.
But not too many more than a couple thousand.
No.
I'm going to introduce you guys to Marie really quick. She's the naturalist who's with us, and she's the true penguin expert of the group.
Penguin or whale.
Hi, Marie.
Hi. I have a very French accent.
Our naturalists come from all over the place, including Mexico and France. So we're very lucky to have lots of international expertise. But yeah, a couple thousand penguins in this group right now.
Gentoo penguins.
Gentoo
and we saw some choice penguins when we arrived.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So some other penguins too, but mostly Gentoos here. And just one southern elephant seal for some reason.
All right. Very cool. Well, speaking of seals, you got to see a big predator who would love to meet one of those Gentoo penguins out in the ocean. Can you tell us about your leopard seal encounter?
Sure did. So I told you a little bit that the Gentoo penguins like to eat lots of food, but they also like to avoid becoming food. So one of their predators is the leopard seal. And leopard seals, if you haven't heard of
No, I think we might have lost.
Oh,
sorry, Roxanne. We lost you for a second. We had a little satellite pause. That's okay.
Hazards of trying to get Wi-Fi on a Starlink in the middle of the Southern Ocean.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fact that we're having a connection this clear is pretty special. Where you are and that little piece of tech you're using. We lost what you were saying. You were just starting to tell us the story about the leopard seal.
Yeah, I can start over. So I was saying that, the Gentoo penguins like to eat a lot of food, but they also want to make sure that they don't get eaten. And one of their predators is the leopard seal. So leopard seals will actually beach themselves. They'll haul out onto land really quickly and grab a penguin, and then they'll shake the penguin until it dies, and then they'll eat the penguin. It's pretty gruesome to watch, but it's sort of one of those bucket list things where, you think about maybe you might see a leopard seal if you're really lucky, or you might see some penguins if you're really lucky, but to be able to see a leopard seal eating a penguin was like one of the most interesting biology experiences of my life. And that was just yesterday. So it was a pretty cool experience to witness.
Now, I'm curious about the elephant seals. Would they ever, maybe if they're desperate, would they ever hunt a penguin, or would they stick to the fish?
The Weddell seals, is that what you're asking?
The elephant seal.
Oh, the elephant seals. No, I think that leopard seals are really the only species of seal that has been observed eating penguins. Both the elephant seals and the Weddell seals, which are the other main seal species that are down here, are pretty much fish and squid specialists. So they don't really have the strength or the massive canines to take down a penguin, which is pretty impressive for leopard seals to be able to do.
Yeah. So I'm curious about your crossing to Antarctica. It's a it's a very famous passage,
Yeah.
sometimes known as the roughest passage on the planet. So I'm wondering if you
Yeah.
got the Drake Lake or the Drake Shake. What was it like for you crossing?
Great question. So, like, I guess technically we crossed the Drake once already. We went from South Georgia to the Antarctic Peninsula, and South Georgia is east. So you go across the Drake, but it's sort of more of a northeast to southwest experience as opposed to the true Drake, which is from the Antarctic Peninsula back to Argentina, which is what we're going to do in a couple days. So luckily, those 3.5 days were super smooth. We had one night where it was pretty rough and like the furniture was kind of moving around. You can tell when you're on a ship when the crew thinks that everyone's going to start getting sick because they put barf bags everywhere and they put all the vases on the floor, tie down the piano. You know, it's a whole ordeal. But we only had kind of one overnight that was a little bit rough. Luckily, the crew here is really flexible. And so the captain knew a storm was coming to the water between South Georgia and the peninsula. And so he actually had us leave South Georgia early so that we could avoid the storm. So we only had half a day of storm or something like that. The other 2 days were super calm, which was amazing. So definitely a Drake Lake experience, which I'm really grateful for. But we're going to find out in the next few days what the Drake is looking like on our way back to Argentina. So keep your fingers crossed for us.
All right, excellent. Well, what does the next few days look like for you? Obviously, you've had some great experiences already. I believe Falklands, then South Georgia. Now you're kind of hitting these islands along the peninsula. What do the next few days look like?
Yeah, that's right. We only have 2 more days. So we this morning went kayaking. We went kayaking with some crab eater seals. We saw a whale out there, which is pretty cool. We kayaked through some brash ice. Some friends joining me. Go ahead. And that was an amazing experience. Today we're here looking at the penguins, experiencing that for a little while. And then I think tomorrow we have one more excursion. And I'm not sure exactly. I think that's going to be a Zodiac landing to experience some magical beach somewhere as well. And then I think we head back. So enjoying the last couple days here while we have them. It's, as you can see, just beautiful blue sunny skies. We're feeling extremely lucky for the experience. In addition to the expeditions, we'll do a couple more sort of informational things. We have a couple lectures from the naturalists who want to tell us a little bit more about some of the species we've been seeing, because like today we saw crab eater seals for the first time, so people haven't had the chance to learn about those. And then I think I'll probably do one more lecture to tell people about some of the science that I've been up to and some of the cool things the Explorers Club members have done. And then have a couple more delicious French meals and say goodbye to all of our new friends.
All right. Well, Roxanne, before we let you go, because I want to give you time to explore where you are, can you flip the camera one more time and let's just pan around and just soak in that scenery before we let you go?
You got it. Maybe I'll actually get my friend Philippe to come help me so I can have 2 hands to do that because I'm a little scared of dropping my phone. Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
All right. There we go. So what you're seeing here is a little penguin highway. That's where all the penguins walk. Pan you over to that group of penguins that's on the rock. A couple of our friends. So it's 2 penguins. A couple more penguins over here. Just incredible scenery. Hopefully you guys can see the people that are on top of that hill. They're absolutely amazing. And then I'm just going to walk a little bit and get a better view of the penguins from up high. There you go. You see the beautiful hut. And there's that big elephant seal. Sure makes the penguins look small, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got a little explorer Gentoo over here.
I do love the way they walk with their fins kind of pushed backwards, picking their way across the land.
Amazing, huh? I think they probably do it for balance, maybe. They're just absolutely incredible creatures, and the sounds that they make. I'll be quiet for a second so you can hear them. They also smell really bad.
Lucy, t'as vu ça?
Let me know when you get bored, Joe. I could show you this all day.
I don't think boredom's possible. This would be the ultimate screensaver if you could just and watch this all day long. But I don't want to make you stand with a satellite unit and a camera all day long. I want you to get out and to explore this spot and see some more of it for yourself, Roxanne. Thank you so much for joining us a couple times today and giving us a little taste of what you're experiencing out there.
Of course. I feel so lucky to be able to come to this place that not a whole lot of people get to come to. So it feels really special to be able to bring it to all of you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the patience as we got set up with the satellite unit and everything.
Absolutely. It is such a beautiful, clear signal. It's a beautiful day, a beautiful place. Thank you, Roxanne. If we don't connect again, enjoy the rest of your time out there. And maybe we can catch you at some stage and you can kind of give us an expedition rundown. I'm sure you've got great pictures, great videos, great stories. Have fun with the time you have left out there.
That'd be super fun. Maybe we can do a little recap when I get back.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, Roxanne.
All right.
Have fun. Say
Thanks,
hi to the penguins.
I will. They say hi back. Have a good day. Enjoy the warmth.